some serious things. I mean, I think that the thoughts I had about doing some podcast or something about this is clearly a good one. I think we do need to do this. I think the approach, it would be good to get your feedback, but the approach would probably be that they are short, maybe 15-minute things, so people can just go in and come out, because it's going to be difficult, I think, for some people in a number of ways. Some people will not have elders who are at that stage yet, so they really don't have that kind of interest. Some people will be in it, and so they don't have the time, and it may be traumatic for them because they're in it. Some people will have come through the other end, so they will have made the transition, and now they're learning this, and so this will be making them think, oh, if only I had known, and therefore this will be hard for them. So I think these sessions can't be too long. They need to be, jump in at this topic, jump in at that topic. So it's really, really, I'm grateful for having the opportunity to have this conversation. And even the bit that Sister Amari was just mentioning, how do you make sure that your loved one is being taken care of? So, how, when the carer is assigning someone to do caring, how can you monitor that the carer is caring? You know what I mean? Not that the carer is there and getting paid, because sometimes they're there and they're getting paid, but they're not caring. So what does caring even look like? I've had an experience of having the most amazing carer, and then there was a moment at which I realized that the level of caring wasn't sufficiently in order. So I had to intervene and say, yeah, I know that you're keeping really good company. My mother's enjoying you and everything, but hang on, this side of it needs attention. And then, you also have to learn, when you have other carers come in, what the system expects you to do, and even if they don't, what you would want the system to do, so that they don't get like bed sores. The system may say, someone has to be with them, they have to be cleaned and blah, blah, blah. But at what point do you know that this loved one can't shift themselves anymore, and so their skin and their flesh is compromised, and that can lead to an infection, which can then lead to blood poisoning, which can then lead to them becoming disorientated, which then they have to go into hospital. And then you have the DNR, the do not resuscitate, assigned to them without your knowledge, because when they get to a certain age, the system doesn't think they're worth anything, and they'll say, well, they've got to a certain age now, we can't do anything for them. And if you're not informed, you'll say, oh, okay then. But actually, if you're informed, you can actually assert your rights. You know what your rights are. And if you know what to look for, what's a DNR? How many of us know that these things are assigned to our elders? So if anything happens, they won't resuscitate them. So if they could be choking on something, and the people then will just leave them, make them expire. This is not right.